And so, on January 13th, the Grand Tour, the Voyage of Ages, the Distant Worlds 2 expedition launched with over 12,000 players registered, and probably some more just tagging along for fun. This player-organized event is one of many within Elite Dangerous, setting waypoints and meeting dates around the big, or should I say galactic, sandbox that this game offers. Anyone is welcome to take part in the several month-long voyage. And if you too want to take part, well, you can just tag along by following the waypoints published regularly, or even register to officially mark your entry in the list. All that will be in the description. Now, as I mentioned, on January 13, this whole shebang started off, and as a matter of fact, this script was written a few hours after the first launch. But as much as I'd like to talk about the fun things, there is an important message and matter that needs to be addressed. The company and the development team whose game is used for this event a while back released a beta for one of its then upcoming updates, and this beta was sliced up in several release dates, and in almost all of them, during the release days, were unplayable due to extensive server issues. Then, after the beta, upon the full release of this update, the server performance was worse for the first day and flaky at best for several days. And I raised a simple question, a question that a lot of us actually asked. Did developers not learn anything from the beta about the influx of the players and the server performance? It was a very poor showing and a great example of the ineptitude at play by developers, if not the whole company. But that's just one instance. Why am I talking about it now? Well, from the context you can pretty much tell that it happened again. This time, it was not an update, patch, or some other developer-created change in the game. Just a sizable influx of players playing the game and doing it from a more condensed area. Servers once more were going up and down like an alpinist attempting to hang himself with a bungee cord. The difference this time was that it was a regular day, and frankly the player influx really wasn't that big comparably. After all, it was split between 3 platforms as well. Unlike the previously mentioned instances, the performance of the game's multiplayer parts are getting worse and worse with every update when the number of players is concerned. Alone? Sure, the game works okay, but put another player in and you have server hamster genocide. This speaks volumes of the development team and the company too. It's a pathetic showing and I fear it's getting worse, which is why I'm drawing attention to it. But, you know, let's finish up on a more positive note. As for the expedition itself, well, I frankly didn't get the chance to take part in the big launch, but I managed to have my own little open play launch with folks from around, and that was good too. See, despite the monumentally idiotic and impotent performance of the servers, expeditions are actually quite amazing things to take part in, or organize on your own. I've noticed that myself and a lot of us just get stuck doing things within the confines of the bubble or colony and never really venture out that much. Even though Elite consists of billions of systems, it's true what they say. The game has an incredible amount of amazing things to see. You just need to move your fossilized butt cheeks out there. I recommend for everyone doing something like this at least once, as it truly feels like a grand tour, and it certainly is a unique experience in gaming for sure. The unique feeling of actually discovering a star system and putting your name on it. Yes, if you didn't know, if you are the first to discover and or map a celestial object, you will get the credit for doing so. This data will never get wiped, and thus you could permanently put your name on something. I find this, and of course the unique, colorful and weird things, views and other things in this game, to be something that no other space sim has done yet. You know, I just wonder whether or not after 10 or maybe even 20 years will this game still hold my name on the systems that I flew by so many years ago. Yeah, I wonder. Still, in terms of the distant worlds, well, if you are bored of the game, the same old stuff that seems to be going nowhere, at least before you put it down for good, visit the center of the galaxy once, and maybe some nebulae too. Maybe even join the explorers in some discords or some other places. You never know, maybe the journey will end up being unforgettable with some company, even if it's just by reaching the meetup points.